Hello everybody, welcome back to another interesting tutorial on how to make this beautiful gown you are looking at here. Yes, we are going to be learning how to cut and also how to sew this together. Guys, we are also going to be learning starting from how to draft this. Okay, you can see that I am not through with my own. I'm still working on it, but I decided to share with you guys the process on how to draft, cut and join this together, guys. Please, if you're interested in learning this, just keep watching and don't forget to share. Okay, now I have my pattern paper here and I've gone ahead to place my tape in a horizontal line to get my shoulder. We are going to be cutting or getting a dormant sleeve. First of all, you get your shoulder divided by 2, you mark, then you extend your shoulder length, like your sleeve length, sorry. Then I have my sleeve length there to be 9 plus 2 inches. Okay, sorry, 2.5 inches. By shoulder divided by 2, I mark plus my sleeve length 9 plus extra 2.5 inches. Then the neck width of 3.5 inches and the depth of 7 inches. Now you can see that I place my tape in a vertical line to get the shoulder to bust, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to waist. I'm just going to stop at the shoulder to waist and rule the lines like so. Beneath the waistline, I'm going to mark down 6 inches for my basque shape. You know this has a basque shape, so I'm just going to go ahead and mark 6 inches for my basque shape. Okay, now the neck depth of 7 inches, which I'm just going to go ahead and mark, but while cutting this out, I'm going to extend it to 8 inches. You know how you want your v-neck depth to be. If you want it to still go deep, you can go ahead and mark 9 inches, but don't allow your cleavage to be too much exposed. Okay, so I went ahead to rule the line like so. That is going to be our basque line, like it has this basque shape. Okay, this is going to be a dormant sleeve. Dormant sleeve is a sleeve that you cut together with your shoulder. Okay, having done that, I'm going to label the bust, under bust, waist and bs, which is the basque. So this organ has 3 segments, like 3 parts. We are going to be cutting out 1 and 2 parts. That 1 and 2 part is going to be from the shoulder to the waistline. That is number 1 and number 2 segment. Now I've gone ahead to mark my neck depth of 7 inches. I'll place my French curve like this and connect the V shape neckline. Okay, so the third segment is going to be the down part, which is the gathered down part. Okay, now the next thing I'm just going to go ahead to do is on the bust line, I'm going to get my sleeve length. I'm going to be making the sleeve length of 10 inches. I wanted my sleeve length to be so free, so the round sleeve is going to be 10 inches. It's going to be so free. Okay, now coming to the underbust, I'm going to be marking my underbust divided by 4 plus 3.5 inches. There is a gather at the underbust and there is another different fabric starting beneath the underbust. So mark your underbust divided by 4 plus 3.5 inches. Like when I was cutting this, I just added only 2.5 inches, which is not enough for me. So if you want your gather to be fuller at that underbust, mark 3.5 inches plus your 1.5 sewing allowance. Now I've gone ahead to make my shoulder slope, which is 1.5 inches. Beneath that shoulder slope which I mark, I came down by 10 inches to mark my sleeve opening, like the length of my sleeve, which is 10 inches beneath the 1.5 inches. That is how to get your sleeve opening. Okay, now the next thing I did after adding my sewing allowance, the same thing goes to the waist measurement. Okay, add your after marking your waist divided by 4, add your 3.5 inches for the gather and add 1.5 inches for a sewing allowance. Then you are going to go ahead and connect it like so. You see the way I just connected it from the waist to the underbust, then to the sleeve length. Whatever I have on the waistline, I'm going to take it down to the basque shape, like the basque length. Okay, the basque line, whatever I have on the waist, I'll measure it down, taking it to the basque length. Now beneath the waistline, I'm going to come down with 2 inches and mark. You know, if you are joining the down part with the waistline, you are going to come down with 2 inches. So that 2 inches is what I just came down with and rule it across like so. Now the next thing is to place my French rule the way it's going to be giving me that basque shape. So I just wanted it to be in a curvy slanty shape like this, connecting it from that 2 inches I came down from the waistline to the center front of that basque line. So you can see how my basque shape is given. Okay, like I said, that this gown has 3 segments. Number one started from shoulder to the underbust. Then number two started from that underbust down to the basque. So I'm just redrawing the basque for it to give me the shape that I wanted for this. So now to get the division of that number two segment from this side part of the underbust, I just came down with just 1.2 inches. Then I'm going to slant it to meet to the side part like so. Starting from the underbust center front, you can see what I'm just doing, connecting from that 1.2 inches I came down on the side part to the center front of underbust. That is where the division of the two segments started. And that place that I am just outlining with my marker is going to be having another different fabric entirely. Okay, same things goes to the back. So I'm just dividing the number two part of this gown. It has three joining. Let me just use that word, joining. We have number one joining, number two joining, and the number three joining. That is the three segment I'm talking about. So number three joining is going to be the final down part. So we are still dealing from the shoulder to the waist half length. That is what we are dealing with. Now after my after getting the front, I just went ahead to draw another paper on another paper to get the back. I have the shoulder to the bust, shoulder to underbust, shoulder to waist, and the shoulder to the basque length. I have my zipper allowance. So this is the back we are talking about. I'm going to be using the front to get the back by using my tracing wheel to trace out the side part of this front. Okay, I just wanted the front and the back to be equal on the side parts. So I'll be placing the paper like so. You can see the way I just placed the front paper, deducting the zipper allowance. So okay, so I'm using my tracing wheel to trace out the basque shape, the armhole area, the length of the sleeve. As you can see here, I'm using my tracing wheel to trace it out. I did not trace out the inside, only this outer side part. That is what I traced out. I don't want to waste time by using my marker to redrawing the back. That is why I use the front to trace out the back. Now after tracing it out, I'll be using my marker to outline it so that it's going to be visible. So you can see that the front is very simple. The only difference with the front and back is just uh, the neck shape and also the basque shape. The basque shape, though, they are little similar, but the neck shape is just the difference from the back and the front. So you can see the way I'm just redrawing it out. That is the sweetest thing to have a tracing well. Now to get the back neck depth, we have the neck width of 3.5 inches for the back and front. To get the back neck depth, I'm going to start from the shoulder, measure down to the I'm going to be using the my under bust. So from that under bust, I'm just going to measure in 0.7 inches. You can see that I am not touching the zipper allowance area. So I went in from the under bust with 0.7 inches. I'm going to connect it like so to meet to the 3.5 inches for the neck width. Now guys, the reason why I use 0.7 inches because I don't want the opening to be too much. You know, this is going to be on fold. If I measured 0.7 inches, if I open it up, it's going to be giving me something like about 1.5 inches, right? Or yes, or 1.3 inches. So I don't want it to be too opening. That is why I just use 0.7 inches. Now to get our second joining at the back, you can see from that same under bust, I'm just going to connect it from the under bust center front to the side part. It does not have any much design there, so I'm just going to do my zipper tightening at the back. Remember to do your zipper tightening at the back to avoid zip bugging. So having done that, this is how the back looks like. Next is just to cut it out. And guys, I'm going to be stopping here. I will be uploading the sewing tutorial for I don't want this video to be too long. I'll be uploading the sewing tutorial. If you love what you do here, guys, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to share this video so that every other person will learn from this. If you're watching me from YouTube, thank you very much. If you're also watching me from Facebook, thank you so very much. So I went ahead to label my number 1 and number 2 segments for the front and number 1 and number 2 segment for the back. That is number 1 and number 2 joining for the back and the front. You can see the way I'm just separating them so that you will not be confused. Next is to just cut it out. Like I said before, we are going to be stopping here. I don't want this to be too long. We are going to be stopping here. We'll be uploading the sewing video. All right. So guys, if you're cutting your neck front, you can take it down to 8 inches. Like while cutting I took it down to 8 inches. So the purpose of me coming down on the front on the front side parts and the under bust with 1.2 inches because I am still going to be covering it if I'm cutting on the fabric. Okay, I am still going to be covering it. I just came down a little bit to give it a little curve. I'm talking about the front part. So I'm just going to go ahead, cut out the back. You can see here, trim out the zipper allowance out. So guys, if you love what we do here, don't forget to give us love, like the thumbs up, also share this video so that every other person will learn from this. Okay, so I'm going to cut out my shoulder slope of 1.5 inches. So this is what I have. Stay tuned for the second video, which is the sewing part. I hope you understand this teaching and I hope you do your own and showcase what you have for us. Thanks very much. Until then, bye for now.